Hey everyone, welcome back to KJoy Newsroom. I'm your host Ara, and today we are going to talk about the recent and deeply troubling incident involving TXT Soobin, ZEROBASEONE Zhanghao, and ONEUS Keonhee, who had their private vacation completely invaded by stalker fans. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the topics you care about most. It was October 7th, 2025, during the Chuseok holidays in South Korea, a time for family, gratitude, and a well-deserved break for many, including our hardworking idols. TXT's Soobin, ZEROBASEONE's Zhanghao, and ONEUS Keonhee were spotted at the airport, leaving for China. Fans quickly surmised that they were likely going to visit Zhanghao's homeland, which is a really sweet idea for a friend's trip. Initially, the online sentiment was overwhelmingly positive. Fans were genuinely thrilled to see these idols from different groups, showcasing such a beautiful cross-group friendship, and getting precious time to themselves away from their grueling schedules. It's a rare and beautiful thing to see in the K-pop world. However, that initial joy quickly turned to horror the moment the boys landed. Upon their arrival in China, they were immediately mobbed by fans. The most alarming part? They had no staff or bodyguards with them at the airport that day. They were completely unprotected. The situation was so severe that it was later reported they had to hire their own security. When they went out to eat, they were surrounded by bodyguards who struggled to keep the aggressive fans at bay. Can you imagine being on a private trip and having to hire a security detail just to go to a restaurant? But the most viral moment of this entire ordeal came later, at what appears to be their hotel. Videos surfaced on X showing the idols being swarmed yet again as they tried to enter an elevator. This is where things escalated dramatically. At one point, a phone was shoved into the elevator, presumably to film them in that confined, private space. Soobin picked it up and threw it out. But then, what looks like the same phone was thrown back into the elevator, and Soobin, without hesitation, threw it right back out again. This direct reaction from Soobin instantly became a hot topic online, sparking a massive wave of reactions from netizens across the globe. And honestly, the overwhelming majority of people felt his response was not just understandable, but completely justified. One netizen wrote with clear frustration, "Seeing Soobin throwing that phone is bringing me so much joy and happiness. Do it again, King." Another pointed out, quite vehemently, "Soobin throwing the phone out of the elevator? Please, next time hit that stalker on the face with the phone. Thank you." And one wrote thoughtfully, adding a broader perspective. "Friendly reminder that being a fan also means respecting your artist's privacy and personal life. In fact, it should be the bare minimum as a fan." The anger towards the stalker's actions was palpable. Another comment read, "To those people who stalked Soobin and Hao at the airport, did y'all shit out your brain and flush it down the drain? And didn't y'all know about basic manners, especially about respecting people's privacy? Man, y'all are actually just mentally ill. Go seek help from a therapist, please." The support for Soobin's actions continued to pour in. Another netizen commented, "Soobin, instead of throwing a phone next time, just leap over and deck them in the face." And one final comment that really sums up the general sentiment stated, "He was much nicer about it than I would have been. He tossed it. I would have put some power behind it." This entire incident is, unfortunately, not an isolated one. It highlights the persistent and severe problem of stalking in K-pop, where some fans are utterly unable to respect the most basic boundaries. These are human beings, not characters in a show, and their need for privacy, especially on a personal holiday, should be non-negotiable. The incident didn't just outrage international netizens, it caused a major stir within the fandom itself. In fact, a viral post from a Soobin fan account captured the mood, telling fellow fans, "Don't apologize. They're not MOA. They weren't fans of anyone." This highlights how the real fan community is actively trying to distance itself from this toxic behavior. It shows that for every boundary-crossing stalker, there are thousands of fans who just want their idols to be safe and respected. So now I want to turn it over to you, my dear Joysters. This is a conversation we need to have as a community. What are your thoughts on this entire situation? Do you believe Soobin's reaction was warranted given the extreme invasion of privacy? Where do we, as fans, draw the line between support and obsession? How can we, as a collective fandom, better promote a culture of respect and boundaries to prevent things like this from happening in the future? Let me know all your opinions and thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in to KJoy. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're always first to know what's happening in the world of K-pop. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay tuned.